Welcome, and thanks for joining us today. You're listening to the Women's Broadcast Television Expert Spotlight Show, and I'm your host, Shea. WBTVN is the all-women's internet television station with content that's created by women for women. And we are really excited about our guest today, our expert. Let me tell you just a little bit about her. Donna Dean is a behavioral optometrist. She deals with holistic eye practice, and she's got a new sunglass whole line that's coming out that she's going to share with us today. So help me welcome her to the show. Donna, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. This is so exciting because we've known each other for a while. And you are such a dear friend of mine that this is a privilege to have you on. And I know the audience is going to just love you. So what I want to do is ask you, tell me a little bit about your childhood and how you got to where you are right now, because it really was through mishaps in trying to get through all the tests and stuff that you needed to do to be in the practice that you're currently in right now, and trying to figure out what was wrong with you, because nobody really knew.
Right. So I grew up in South Africa, and I was a competitive swimmer, and I swam for South Africa for 10 years. And when I came to America, I was going to start college, but I realized that high school had become quite difficult, and I was in about 10th grade, and my grades started dropping even though I was a straight A student. And I battled through high school, and my parents couldn't really understand what was going on. I then came to America and applied for college, and I barely got in and I barely got out. And we still didn't know what was wrong. And my parents just thought perhaps I was partying too much, and that wasn't the case because I worked so hard. I remember having tutors and study groups, and everybody was trying to help me. And so I barely got in and barely got out. And then I applied to optometry school, and I got in on an interview. So they liked what I said. And I found that the 4 years of optometry school was probably the hardest years of my life. And I failed part 3 boards, not once, not twice, but 3 times. So when I graduated from optometry school, I was able to get out of optometry school, but I wasn't able to see any patients because I didn't have my license. So long story, I met a wonderful doctor who was at a party, and he needed doctors to help him with this nonprofit clinic in San Diego, which was the first of its kind. And I said, I would love to work with you, but I had to whisper into his ear that I didn't have my license. And he looked at me completely shocked and said, I don't understand. I proceeded to tell him my story, and he said, you need to show up at my office tomorrow. We're going to do an eye exam, and let's see what's going on. So he did what I had never had done before, and that was I was given a developmental optometric exam, which is different to a regular eye exam. And he then looked at me and said, wow, I don't know how you got through school. And at that point, I looked at him and I just started crying. And I said, you mean to tell me I'm not stupid?
Yeah.
He said, I think you're probably one of the most tenacious people I know. And he explained to me what my vision condition was. And I said, is that why I fell asleep when I read? Is that why I had to study on an exercise bike for 3.5 years of optometry school? Is that why I couldn't remember anything I read? Is that why I completely bombed optometry school? And he goes, it's most likely the reason, but I'm going to have you start with my wife, Linda, and do vision therapy twice a week, and we'll set you up for the boards to take in 6 months' time. And it was an unbelievable journey. It changed my life. I took the boards for the 4th time. I scored almost a perfect score, and I made a vow that I would never let another child suffer.
And it's just such an amazing story, because the truth of the matter is, you know, I know that you work with kids, and we're going to get into this, and you can share some of that experience. But the truth of it is that kids are being, and adults are being, you know, misunderstood, diagnosed with being, you know, slow learners or dyslexia, all of those things, when in fact the truth of the matter is is that they need what you had done, and that's that special eye, examination to find out that it's not any of those things.
Absolutely. And the myths that I'm going to be talking about in my show is that vision is learned. So nobody understands if we can actually, the vision is part of our brain. So we have to connect our eyes and our brain to work efficiently. People also don't understand that the children that don't get picked up with these vision conditions become adults with those same learning issues. And it's a very real thing. I've done lectures at Rancho La Puerta. I've done Peaks Potential and spoken to many adults who have come up to me afterwards and said, I think I have that condition. And so my goal is to actually help empower adults and realize that it's not too late, and that we can, as adults, retrain our brain and go through vision training and allow us to reach our true potential, because the adults that know that they have something, they've limited themselves or they've compensated and they've done what works for them. So they may never have been what they truly wanted to become because they were limited and deep down they didn't know what that was.
Exactly.
So that's my mission.
Yeah, and it's a great mission. And the thing of it is that people, when they think that they have, an issue, they will find a way to get around it as much as they possibly can. But, I think the shame of it is that they try to hide it because they don't want anybody to, they don't want to be different. They don't want somebody to look down on them that they're not getting it as quickly as everybody else is getting it. And that's, that's a tough life.
Well, our society pressures us and has such high expectations. And if this was a class and vision was offered as a class in school, we would all have the ability to obtain whatever we wanted without feeling bad about it. And our self-esteem, many of our friends and family that we know would have a different self-esteem and a different self-image and a different self-ego about them if this was just taught to us so early. So, I see so many adults go through this and make such progress, and it completely transforms their lives. And then I work with the children who really what I'm doing is I'm setting them up to reach their true potential in life. So it is amazing, and it works so well on both sides of the coin,
Well, I feel like you've saved so many children's lives with the working, with the schools and working with the classes and having teachers basically come up to you and say, I've got an issue with so-and-so. He's behind or she's behind or whatever it happens to be. And you've been able to do this test on them and assure the teacher that that's not what the case is, and then give them the treatment that they actually really need and give them back that self-esteem that they need. And they've just gone on to just, record-breaking, opportunities for them that they never thought that they ever had the opportunity to have before.
Right, absolutely. And it's a blessing. And I feel like, I haven't helped enough. So I have more to do, and I've got big plans. And, it's a gift I've been given, and I'm meant to share it.
Yeah, and I think that we both kind of feel that way. And I think that I think that some of the things that we have so in common is the will and the passion within to help as many people that come into our lives that we possibly can have that opportunity to do. And, the reward isn't getting paid for it or anything else. The reward is really seeing them thrive when they didn't have that same kind of hope until now.
Absolutely. And, it brings up an important piece about the financial, because I have had a private practice for 16 years, and I did do an unofficial residency in a practice that was the first nonprofit vision clinic in the country at the time. And the building that I'm in now was where I started. And I feel so compelled to convert my practice back to a nonprofit clinic so that we can help so many more kids, because the cost of vision therapy is expensive because it's monitored by doctors, and rightly so. But insurance doesn't support us. And so it makes it very challenging for many, many people to have vision therapy, which is such an integral part for a child's learning. So
Absolutely.
if we can bring it in and have a clinic that can set a model and be a model for what America could maybe provide, it would be just such an amazing gift.
Well, we have to hold on to that dream because it's definitely possible at the time and the right time. Right. I mean, that right time is right now. I get that. But it will come about. And I think that with your leadership on that, you're going to drive that forward. And one of the things that I'm so thrilled about is you're going to be one of our hosts on WBTVN and have a show of your own. And these are all the magnificent things that you can share with people and actually see some of the patients and the children and all of that you've helped, and really allow them to tell them their story, right. How it has had such a huge effect, on their life. The other thing that I want to say, South Africa to the U.S., and here you are in San Diego. How in the heck did that happen?
I think by accident. My parents immigrated right when I was done with high school.
Okay.
My father was offered a job here in San Diego. And we just showed up, and it's been a journey. I am dying to take my kids back to where I was born. It's very important for me right now at this time. I'm visiting a lot of my birth portals. So it's quite an interesting journey. And, if anything, it gave me a great accent. I love my accent because people listen to me.
Of course.
Right? So it's good. It's good. It was a culture shock, I have to say. And sometimes I still feel I'm still having a culture shock. But
oh, okay. Well, I mean, there's a purpose for everything and nothing is by chance. Yeah. So it was meant that this was supposed to happen and that you're here where you are. And you're in San Diego, your practice is there. How can people get in touch with you?
So the best way is email. So my email is Dana, even though it's pronounced Donna, it's the South Africanism. So it's danadean444@yahoo.com. My website is www.visionintelligence.org. When people ask me what I do, I like to tell them that I expose them to vision intelligence. And when they say, what is that? I say, it allows you to access information to the best of your potential. So it teaches you knowledge.
It teaches you. Yeah, well, we all can do with that. And what you're doing with your new line of fashion wear glasses fits right into everything, that you believe in. Tell us a little bit about this, because, maybe sitting here, people don't see it, but maybe they do. I mean, you're just a girl that's just outside of the, the realms. I mean, you're always thinking, outside and not traditional in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I have to share the story. We were both speaking at Peak Potential on the stage, and that's where we met several years ago. And it was love at first sight because she looked down at my shoes. And I looked down at her shoes, and the first thing I said is, oh my goodness, where did you get those shoes? I love them. And it was just love at first sight, right?
Right. It was crazy. And when people see my sunglass line and they see my closet and then they see the way I decorate my house, it'll all make sense because I have the most eclectic taste. My closet looks like a theater, and I just feel like there's no time to waste to be creative. And so this line, the sunglass line, is just a complete expression of my soul and who I am as a person. And it's part eyewear, part jewelry. It's going to be, you're going to be able to, you're going to be able to fill out a profile and fill out what stones you would like to wear with the glasses. They're going to be a healing, they're going to carry a healing energy. They're going to carry a chakra vibration of whatever chakra you choose. And there is so much meaning to every piece of this pair of sunglasses that everything has been thought of very, very sacredly. And it's going to be one of a kind, the most unique pair of sunglasses you could probably own. And the funding of these glasses will probably help me take care of converting my practice to nonprofits. So that's my goal. My goal is to provide this gorgeous fashion, sunwear, healing tool that will benefit kids around the world, actually. So why not?
Yeah, you know? Well, and if anybody can do it, you can, because, you know, the thing I've always loved about you is that you just have your own fashion. The way you put things together and who you are is just so embracing to me, because when somebody meets you, they just know you're honest and that you're just going to say what you think, and you're kind, and but I mean, I want people to really understand that when we talk about fashion on these glasses, and I like the fact that you brought more into it than that, the stones and the energy and the healing and everything else that comes with it. But I want to tell you, when you're talking about fashion, this girl's got fashion, and they are amazing. So are they going to be online that we talked about? Will they be online so that people can see them and be picking them out, and their stones and all of that kind of stuff? Like, hey, I need balance in my life, so I need this stone, you know, and I need energy, so I need this stone, and I need to block a few, you know, negatives. You know, I need this stone, which we can do.
We'll have you wearing and sporting a pair of those glasses as well.
Oh, yeah, I would love that.
So yeah, it will be online. A lot's going to be through Instagram. We're putting the program together right now. I meet with my marketer next week. We're close. The name is being trademarked. The tagline is being trademarked. So we're coming. It's almost there. So it's all in progress. It's almost there, and it's become a part of me. So it's almost like it's me with the sunglasses. So I now know that it's attached to me, that it's something that's not going to happen. It's so actually, as we speak now, I have 3 pairs sitting on my table right now that I've been playing with and putting together. So I'm not going to show them right now because
I was just going to say, oh my God, this is like Tiffany next week, because now you'll get to see a pair. But you know what? I know they're going to be able to go to the website, and on your show,
yes.
They'll be able to see them, and you'll be talking about them and having everybody wear them. I can just see us all walking around with these fabulous, fashionable, you know,
we will be
glasses.
happy, for sure.
Absolutely. So if you had a word or a sentence or something that you would want to share with the audience that really resonates, you know, with you as far as health and beauty and spiritual loving and giving, what would that be?
Well, as you said that, the first thing that came to mind is live your truth.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Live your truth. And it's really true. Being truthful about who you are and what you really want, and letting the world know. You have to reach out and tell people what you want, because it's not going to come knocking on your door. You have to ask for it.
Right. And just to be doing what you're meant to be doing, and not pretending to anybody or trying to impress people. I think those energies are gone, you know.
I think they are too.
We have to just live in what we were meant to be doing.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're born with many, many gifts, so it's a bit frustrating because we're multi-talented beings now, so we have lots to give.
Well, and that's why I think that WBTVN is going to give not only you as a host, but all of our hosts the opportunities to show all of those multi-tasks and virtues and gifts that they have been given, and be able to share it with the world.
I do, and thank you so much for allowing me to be a participant of this amazing broadcast television, because I do feel that I've been given a platform, and I do feel that I'm now free to share whoever I am and whatever I want to inspire women with. And it's definitely out of the box for, you know, Dr. Donna Dean to be doing a television show, but the time is now. We're sharing in a different way, and this is the way we're meant to be sharing.
I think so, and we're so excited about it. And we're just so grateful to have you as our guest. And I know that the audience is going to love all of the different things that you come up with and share, because you're just the real thing. You walk the walk, you talk the talk, and you talk straight about it. So that's a great gift. I want to thank you.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I want to thank you for being on the show today, and I want to thank the audience for being here at WBTVN Expert Spotlight Show. And, you know, we're really fortunate because we have the opportunity to highlight some of the world's most successful women out there. And if you're interested in having an interview or talking to us, please go online to WBTVN.tv, fill out the form, and we will contact you. So until the next time, thank you so much, Donna.
Thank you, Shea. Lots of love.
Oh, lots of love back. Bye-bye now.
Bye.